Hey guys, welcome back to Tangle Tower, the murder mystery game where an unfinished painting is the prime suspect. Or is it? Hopefully we'll be able to find out a little bit more info in this episode, so let's get started. What I think we might do is work our way through the left side of the tower. We may as well go from bottom to top, or we'll just play it by ear. But let's check out this room. Oh, the library. And we have someone to talk to. I think I might do it just a little bit differently this time and look around the room first and then talk to our next suspect. You know, that beetle symbol reminds me of what we saw in the greenhouse.
Books about insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Oh,
Huh.
that is very curious. Yes, all those books have been removed, perhaps.
Books about ancient history, I think?
These books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
And a book about mountains.
Books about geography.
Skip.
What can that one be? It's a star.
Books about space.
Ah,
They're relatively untouched.
yes. Books about birds or animals?
Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Yeah. And trees?
Books about nature?
Okay. So we have a lot of different types of books here.
A book on the floor.
And it's in the insect section.
Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Look, I'm thinking it's the gardener. What is his name? Is it Fitz? That's it. I think Fitz has been in here and he's taken all those insect books.
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
Ooh, puzzle. Oh, it's Tangle Tower.
Hey, look at that. It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains.
Cool.
What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Yes, it's beautiful. Why am I getting this instinct to smash it on the floor? I want it to break. And I want to see if there's anything suspicious inside.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Yeah.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Oh,
Ever so slightly unnerving.
right. Look at that. Wait. That looks like the knife in the painting. Bird book. The ink dip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the ink dip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica pictured. Look at that! I'll show you. Look at that! Perhaps that's not a knife after all. So what is that connection? The red substance on the tip was blood, but this bird doesn't have blood on its feathers. Well, that is fascinating. That's fascinating. But I've noticed that our people have not commented on it. Sally and Grimar, where are you? You're not talking about that.
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Oh. Oh. Oh, no. I hope I don't have to do anything with this.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
No, I don't like I don't like the look of this. I don't know.
Math equations.
Oh,
Don't look at them for too long.
no. No, I
Don't
won't.
give yourself a headache.
Yes, I don't want to look at that. I'm trying to see if there's anything underneath. Something's been rubbed out. Oh, I don't want to look at that at
I'm not sure I
all.
learned anything from that.
No. Let's not look at that ever again.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
Yeah, it does seem a bit weird.
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
I guess it does make sense when you think of it like that. There's a little plant growing there.
What's in those bottles?
Plants.
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Soil. Right. This library must have something to do with Fitz, the gardener.
It's musty in here.
What exactly does that mean? What is must?
Must.
Must.
You ask such stupid questions.
Yes, exactly. Not sure if we've looked at everything, but I think we may talk to our new friend.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here.
Yeah.
She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Right.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you.
Yeah.
So, could you tell me your name?
Freya Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Fifi. Okay, we've heard a little bit about Fifi so far. Tell me about yourself, Fifi.
You will need to be more specific.
Okay.
Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
True.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Yes.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Wow.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
That makes a lot of sense now that I think it was Flix and also Poppy that suggested the detective's microscope thing could belong to Fifi. Maybe she has something to say about it, or she may even want it. It seems pretty cool.
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about...
Oh!
Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too.
Yeah.
So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh,
Oh.
good.
Poor Fifi. I feel sad for her. No wonder why she wasn't opening the door. So that kind of matches with what everyone else was saying too.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Science comes first to her, I think. Okay, I don't think that she had anything to do with it. I wonder if I'll ever meet anyone that I am suspicious of. I seem to trust everybody here. Okay, we'll ask Fifi about everybody.
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes,
Unknown.
Isn't she your mother? How do you not know anything?
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
And how long has Flora been non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little bit more info about Flora.
Name, Haksha. Age, unknown. Profession, private detective. Likes, quote, being left alone. Dislikes, quote, being constantly badgered by a weirdo nerd with a clipboard.
Nice. About Freya.
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me. There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Yeah.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became, 1, increasingly independent, and 2, increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
Okay.
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. 1 scientist, 1 artist, and 1 musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
Yeah. Okay, I wonder what did cause Freya to withdraw like that.
Name, Fiona Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly 1 grandparent.
Tell me about Fitz.
Name, Fitz Fellow. Age, 24. Profession, cryptobotanist. Likes soil, dislikes electric lights.
Hang on. Cryptobotanist? I thought he was just a gardener.
That may well be his preferred label. Mine, however, is more accurate.
Wow.
Do you and Fitz not see eye to eye, Fifi?
We do not.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so. He's well over 6 foot and you've got to be just barely 5.
So what's your problem with him?
Exactly 1 week ago, I witnessed him sneaking up Pointer Tower. He was making every effort to avoid detection.
So?
He was also carrying a knife.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Gosh, Fifi is giving us so much info.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, Apparently, Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had, of course, originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Nice. Okay, so now I might be feeling a little bit suspicious about Fitz. Maybe he was giving a knife to somebody.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
Whoa.
That's quite an inheritance.
It sure is.
They can't make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Like her. Which her is that?
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
Not yet. Well, not that we have known of. Interesting. I'm going to ask about this bird book now that she's brought up the knife because I'm so curious.
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Okay, not too much about that, sadly.
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the heart.
Yes, me
Have you
too.
deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are.
I did notice that the harp statue has a little bird symbol, and there was a bird symbol here in the library too.
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right.
Yeah.
But why?
I do not know why.
How can she tell it's been left underwater? It could just be damaged in some way, but she seems to know it was left underwater.
Curious.
Oh.
Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
Oh.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind?
Oh.
Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I
Yes.
performed a test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
Yes.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife.
Yeah.
I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
I'm not suspicious of Fifi. She does have a very scientific mind and eye. I think that's just how she works.
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
Yes.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
Eggs. Look, I'm beginning to piece some things together here. I feel that if this bird feather had something to do with it, perhaps it could also have something to do with all of these eggs.
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Yeah. Something's gone on and so many things are cracked for some reason.
Is
Oh.
she laughing?
That's a really weird response to that cracked tape. That is so weird.
Is she laughing?
That doesn't feel to me like it's a happy laugh. It feels like she's laughing to try and cover something up.
The red paint on the brush is not paint.
Yeah.
It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Whoa.
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
Oh,
Do not know the
right.
answer.
So that is really, really weird. So the red paint on the palette is actually blood. What about in the paint itself?
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
Whoa.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not a whole pot. It is only partially full.
Yeah, but still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring.
Really? Why? I don't know if Freya was aware of that, but perhaps painting the blood onto the painting started everything off, and it was what began and made the painting sort of come to life and attack her. So then in that case, maybe someone put blood into that paint and someone wanted to kill her, but why?
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
I don't think Poppy did that though.
This belongs to Professor Pointer, does it not?
No.
No,
I don't think so.
it's the detectives.
Who else would own such a pointless little telescope?
It's a telescope.
Oh, yes. It has a telescopic lens. It can only be used for looking at things that are far away.
Is that what the detective said though?
The fruit here has a unique chemical makeup. It makes them completely pointless. Unless you wish to cut it down and sell it as a precious stone.
Yeah.
It's not edible.
Depends.
On what?
On the structural integrity of your teeth.
Yes. Okay, so maybe they were in on some sort of scam, cultivating and growing fruit that is worth something, able to be sold, but I don't think I see Fitz as someone bad.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Okay,
Can't wait.
I'll go there soon. I just want to have a little look at this small lens. Yeah, Hawkshaw said it's a handheld microscope used for detective work, but Fifi says it has a telescopic lens. I am beginning to see some discrepancies here. Okay, very interesting. Can I go back to Hawkshaw and ask them about their lens? Tell me about your lens.
This belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation.
Huh.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Okay, odd. Look, I'm wondering what that thing is. I don't know what that thing is. I kind of want to put like the microscope there or use that, but it's locked. I don't know what that is. Okay, well, I'm getting some discrepancies and now I don't really know who to believe. Let's go to this room, which is, oh, Freya's room. Oh, this should be really interesting. Oh, there's lots and lots of things here.
Painting supplies.
Yep.
That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
Yeah.
It's a photograph.
Photo of painting. A small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. What is that though? The first thing I think of when I see that is Hawkshaw and their red coat. Like that kind of looks like the red coat, but then that could also be the abstract mountains around Tangle Tower. Oh, what's that on the floor?
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Uh-huh, mud. Dirt? Could it be Fitz? Interesting.
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used.
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate.
Yes, a pillow with a paw print pattern. Oh, open drawers.
That's weird.
What did you find in the drawers?
Nothing.
Nothing. They're completely empty.
Okay, that is weird. Everyone usually has junk in their bedside table. I mean, I do.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
What's that?
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Oh, yes. Well, is there any insects that got loose in here then?
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit
It's cool.
weird.
Looks like old mining equipment or something.
There's drawings on the walls.
Did Freya paint those animals on her ceiling?
They're kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
Possibly, yes.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either.
Oh, that is weird. Okay, okay.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
Maybe not, but maybe the red light could do it.
There's no natural light in here at all.
Huh.
I like it.
Okay, well that does seem a little bit odd.
It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Yes. There's a necklace up there.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding a red rose.
That's Fitz. It's just her friends. A drawing of Poppy and Fitz standing in a garden. Fitz is holding a red rose. A drawing of Fifi. A drawing of Detective Hawkshaw. Okay, I don't really see anything unusual there. I guess that all looks fine. What's that?
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
Right.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Oh. Oh.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Oh, okay, here we go. Swap the brushes into the correct order. Arrange the paper to find a clue. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to get a little bit of a clue here. Oh, geez. Okay, I think I'm going to struggle here. I'm pretty sure that slips in there like that. I did think that was a corner piece or that was a corner piece, but now I'm not so sure at all. Oh, could that go there? Okay, I think I've got it. That paper, that has to go like that because the lines, like, they don't go all the way to the end of the paper. So I think that could go, oh, that's it. Okay, that was actually a really good puzzle because I was trying to match up the colors, but it's not that at all. Okay, so arrange the paper to find a clue. However, what is the clue? I have to be completely honest and say I don't know here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6 lines and 6 paints here as well. I think the second line definitely has to be the green. Look, is that right?
Nothing.
Oh,
Did you find a hint on those scraps of paper? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
yes, I know. I thought that was right because the first one looks like it might be short. So I've put that piece there. The second line looks like it's definitely green, but then it could be either of those.
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characteristics.
Yes.
Height, bristle shape, paint color, handle color.
Oh.
The information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
Handle color. Handle color. Handle color. I wasn't even looking at that. Okay, so that third one along has a pink handle and a fanned out shape. So it's either one of those ones, right? That one has an orange handle and that's a ruler. Maybe that means it's short. And that one is tall. So that one, I think it has to be like one of the tallest ones. So maybe we'll pop that there. that one there has that angled shape. I think that one goes there. The second one has the green paint. The first one has the orange handle. This one, pink handle. It could be either of those ones, really. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This next one is blue. That's got the pink handle. Let's try.
There we go.
Yes.
Perfect.
Cool.
What was in the
I
box?
liked that.
Just a photograph.
Of what?
Well, most of a photograph.
Ripped photo. A photograph of 2 young girls, one with red hair, the other with green hair. The photo has a large piece missing. It seems to have been ripped off. So that is Freya. That's Fifi. And someone is missing.
It's a fish, I think.
It's a dolphin or a whale?
I think it looks more like a whale.
Yeah.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
Okay, I think we have looked around in here. I don't know if we really discovered much except for Freya's drawings and the ripped photo. Okay, that was actually a really interesting room. Right, let's check out that one. Oh, the workshop. Ooh, hello, we have a new person. This is a very interesting and kind of weird workshop. What is that?
Puffer fish?
Yes,
Yes.
it's also a lamp, for some reason.
Okay, it's a lamp, pufferfish.
It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light.
This is a really cool room, actually.
It's a magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure. That's a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
No.
I hope so.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
True.
What is it?
He's an imp.
Oh.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Ew. I don't like it.
Oh,
Maybe that's a lie. She might get a visit.
The entire room is made of wood.
oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Whoa, cool. I like that.
It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Not anymore.
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Yeah.
Oh.
Treasure map.
A map with a dotted line and an X marked on it.
That's a very boring way to describe a treasure map.
It's very accurate, thank you.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know
Oh.
there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it.
Yes, I actually clicked on the map, not the box, so I'm interested in this.
What's the deal with that
Ooh.
painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Uh-huh. So use the treasure map to discover the combination for the chest padlock. We can see maybe a Loch Ness monster, an island, 2 birds, a mountain, and another island with an X there. Oh, I see. So we have to try and figure out the coordinates. It really depends what way you're looking at it. So let's just pretend that we're looking at it from that direction. So we'll have the X with a Loch Ness on the left and a mountain on the right. So is there anything like that? I mean, it could be that, but that's sort of swapped around. What one actually matches that the best? We can see that the X is directly in line with a tree and birds. So we're looking for a tree and birds to be in the same line like that. It's got to be that one, because that's the Loch Ness, that's the mountain, tree and birds. So that's going to be H6. Oh. H6, but what is the N? Oh, it's west, because we're looking west.
That's done it.
Awesome.
Neat. What was in the box?
more wooden models.
Of what?
These are a little different to the one on the desk.
I haven't even looked at that yet. Oh, painted models. A model resembling a child with green hair. Could that be Freya? A model resembling a woman with grey hair. That's Flora. A model resembling a red and white bird. That's that bird with the weird tail. A model resembling a broad-shouldered man, which looks like the man in this room. The wooden models have been hand-painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. A pot of red paint and a brush is laying nearby. The brush has some dried red paint on it. I'm wondering if this was some kind of spell or ritual. Maybe that is not the blood. Maybe that is the actual red paint that Freya did have. Very weird.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Painted model. A wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand-painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yellow, blue, black, and white paints were found nearby. Okay, those paints are not cracked like Freya's paints. Are they the same? Do they have the same patterns? No, they have a different pattern. Those ones have a pattern of a mountain on them. Freya's paints... Oh, that one has the mountain pattern. The red paint. All the others have like that little swirly thing. That one has the swirl. I think that was Freya's original paint. So this guy, does he sleep in that hammock?
A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in.
Lived in is a nicer term, yes.
A pencil drawing of a mountain on a moonlit night.
Huh.
Mood.
I think we're kind of ready to talk to this fella, maybe? Oh, what's that thing?
An old wooden mask.
Ooh.
Probably cursed.
And the mirror on the wall?
A little mirror.
Definitely cursed.
It's not cursed. Not everything is cursed.
Okay, let's have a chat.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name.
It's not
I'd
too
rather
bad.
like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
Felix.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries and exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
Secret rooms. He's let the cat out of the bag, hasn't he?
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer.
Right.
Explorer/treasure hunter.
Cool.
Yes, well, best in the world.
Really?
We're talking like cursed statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Yeah.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Aww.
Uh-huh.
You say that, but your paints are dodgy.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here.
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
This guy, I feel, seems dodgy. I just want to have a very quick look at his relation to Freya. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, I might have to go and look at the family tree, but Flora is his wife and Fifi is his daughter. This guy is dodgy as.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already.
Where's Flora?
Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Oh, I don't know about this guy. Maybe he's a red herring, though.
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Yes. Been married over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes.
Other humans?
Other people, you know.
That's weird. No, I'm beginning to suspect things. Other humans, secret rooms. He knows way more than what he's letting on.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine, supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item.
Oh.
Something called the Golden Beetle.
Oh.
Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it.
Interesting. Golden beetle. If anyone knows about that, it's probably going to be Fitz, because he can grow those golden fruits. Maybe he was cultivating some sort of hybrid insect thing. And then we do know that Freya was collecting insects. Maybe it's all just connected. I am quite concerned by Fitz. I think he's a little bit dodgy.
You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Uncommonly skilled as an artist.
Oh!
But Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving.
Oh, right.
Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather.
Oh.
Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
I think
What about
I
her
will.
inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
Oh, that's really sad for her. She had nothing. She's had a very sad upbringing in childhood. Fifi.
My daughter Fiona, our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did. She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name with an even number of syllables.
Yes, she did say that.
She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What makes you
Under
think she made that up?
pressure.
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over Fiona.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her.
Ah, okay. We're getting so much info released, aren't we?
Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
Onion.
Lots of
Did
layers.
you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all.
Oh.
And I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman.
Okay, what about Poppy?
Poppy's a good friend to my daughter. Always has been. I think they get on well because they're so different.
Different.
Different, like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
Okay, let's ask him about all of these things.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you?
Associates.
By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
Yeah.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, is less likely to come back.
Yeah.
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it?
I like the name Tangle Tower. I thought that it sounds like a really appropriate name for those two huge families to live in there and sort of tangle together, I guess.
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
The statue.
Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way.
Oh.
But I can't recall.
Okay, getting a little bit of info.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Yes, it does.
I'm as confused as you are.
Okay, he doesn't know anything about that, apparently.
It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
Right.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
I think I know exactly what we're looking at. It's that bird's feather. He might know a little bit more about this egg.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Yeah.
Rules to live by.
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Yes.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do.
Interesting that it's cracked, and so many other things are cracked and broken, and yet nobody seems to know why.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Someone else said that, but Poppy's denying it.
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Yes.
Ah, yes. So we shall. Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
Yes.
You seem pretty sure about that.
Oh, he looks so dodgy. It's because I think he's swapped the paints for some reason.
Now this is still in very good condition. Apart from the crack, of course.
Yeah.
What about those shards on the inside of the horn?
Looks like somebody broke a glass and was trying to conceal the evidence.
Oh,
Cunning.
okay. I thought that that horn statue, I thought that the glass may have been some sort of cover. I don't know what goes on up there, but I thought like there was glass covering the entrance of the horn, but it does actually look like a glass stem.
Why don't you ask Fiona about that one? Looks like her area of expertise.
Yes, she did say it was a telescope, not a microscope.
That looks like it might belong to Fitz.
Yes.
Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd.
Why is that odd for that to be in the library? It's a book. Huh.
That's one of Freya's paintings, is it not? It's impressive, but a little miserable for my tastes. Freya was quite the talent. She had a way of capturing the spirits of her subjects. Not in an evil way, in a good way.
Okay, the ripped photo.
My daughter Fiona and her best friend. They grow up so fast.
Do you know why it's ripped like that?
Ah, yes. I didn't even notice.
Oh.
No idea.
Oh, he didn't even notice. Well, who's the other person in that photo?
Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
People. But there's a bird there. Weird. He also mentioned that a little while ago. He said something about Flora wanted to get left alone by people or something. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything.
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
Yes.
I do indeed, yes. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Right.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Ooh.
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower.
Right.
Safety first and all that.
Okay, well that was very, very interesting. I think we're finished with him now.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies.
Yes. 100%.
Something suspicious.
Exactly. Thankfully, someone is now saying something.
Let's ask him about it.
Yes, let's.
There's something about the image of Flora in the painting.
Oh.
Something suspicious.
Oh.
Let's ask her about it.
Oh, let's talk to him first. Oh, suspicion.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Yes.
Nothing suspicious about it.
There is.
I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
It's not your paint pot exactly, because you can tell by the labels like I mentioned earlier.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on
It's
earth?
Freya's.
It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint
The
pots.
labels don't,
End
though.
of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
The labels. It's the labels. Where's Freya's paints? Something to compare directly with the red paint pot.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Yes. Oh, Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, used as the murder weapon. Really? The paint was the murder weapon? I'm not sure by that. Maybe the lids were swapped.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya's supplies.
Yes.
Not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected.
The paint
to
is
your
crucial.
murder.
It is. Oh. Why is Felix stealing Freya's paint relevant to the murder? This red paint pot, oh geez, contained no red paint. What? Maybe this red paint pot was used to fill up. Oh, blood was used to fill up this red paint pot before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Blood was used to fill up this red paint pot before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, that's not true. This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
This red paint pot
Yes.
was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something.
Yes, it is.
Right. Fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers.
Politely.
Just for a little while, you know. Perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
On the bird.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit insensitive.
Okay, well that was really, really interesting. I love that we finally had to use this little box down the end. So that is awesome. And I also know that we have... Oh, so that means we have a suspicion here with Flora. So I'm going to see if we can work that out now. Suspicion.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room.
No.
So what's going on?
Oh. It's not a knife.
It's not a knife. We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what
Yes!
that knife shape actually is.
I'm so excited. I know exactly what that is. It's this. It's that.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Yep. 100%. The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink dip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather
Yes.
from an ink dip bird.
Awesome.
It's definitely the right shape.
Yes.
But the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink dip bird is red and white too?
Well, what's his name's carving was red and white. Yeah, a red and white bird. That's the same bird for sure.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
I don't know. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. What's the deal with Flora and this red and white bird? Maybe the ink dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
The ink dip bird was
I got
Flora's
it.
pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it
Maybe
by.
it was stored in the
She
egg.
kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Ooh.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Looking for the
Either
bird.
way, she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
Yes.
All right. So she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
It was in the egg.
I think she does. Normally, this is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
The egg! The egg! Yes.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the murder weapon.
Completely empty.
Oh.
Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
Okay.
It's just a pile of books. They're not...
Pile of books, maybe from the library?
Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
Okay. Flora's drawings. Drawings of Flora and a small bird. There is a handwritten message on the back. These are for you. Love, Freya. So she found the little bird when it was just a baby, I think. And it looks like Flora just kept it. And it grew up. And then it must have flown away when it was old enough to fly. Very interesting.
I like these drawings, Flora.
Is there a reason why you wanted us to see them?
I don't know if we can get any info from her.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was going to say something there.
Yeah.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who were the other people next to you? What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, it's really hard to get any info from her. Okay, I think everything is slowly starting to come together. Let's go check out these 2 rooms. I think they might be bedrooms. Ah, Fitz's room. This room is very dark compared to his other room.
Huh. Neither of these lights have an actual light bulb.
Weird.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative.
Right.
An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Oh,
Why?
because she's hungry?
I don't know. Quit sulking. Not every room is going to be full of clues.
Ah, but I bet there's something.
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, to Fitz, from PP.
PP. Poppy?
That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad.
Sad.
I think it would rather be outside.
This does seem like a bit of a sad kind of room.
There's someone outside the window.
What?
Something outside the window.
Oh.
It's probably just a rock.
You sure? Doesn't look soft.
No, it doesn't. We can see a little box under there, but...
It's locked, but it leads outside.
Oh.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
Ooh. Slide the lid open, then move the tiles into the correct slots. Oh, what?
Nothing. Still,
Tiles have all got that same sun symbol on them.
Yeah.
those moon symbols in the slots. Are they connected?
Maybe they're connected, but also not connected.
Right, so connected but not connected. So I'm wondering if it is kind of, I don't know, like that?
Nope. It's not budging.
Maybe the information we need isn't here.
Oh,
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
right. So there's really no information here? I might just leave it for now
Let's
then.
come back once we know what to do.
Okay. It seems that I shouldn't be looking there right now anyway, so I'm going to check this box.
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
No.
Doesn't need to be. It's locked.
Ooh.
It's a combination, sort of.
Oops. It's a combination lock, sort of. Rearrange the pieces of paper to find the combination for the box's padlock. That goes there, that goes there. What about this one? Kinda looks like that could work. Oh, geez. Honestly, that could go anywhere. Oh. No, that's not it. Okay, this is really difficult because it feels to me that it could match in multiple situations, right? I don't think that all of the pieces of paper go together. Maybe try and focus on one bit at a time and see if I can get these shapes lined up somewhat. Like that fits, but then that doesn't. Oh wait, no, that's so close though. That looks so close, but it's not. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is very tricky. Okay, look, I don't really know. But then what is this? It looks like there's 4 different shapes. But how do I know what shape goes where? Like, to me, that kind of matches. See, that looks so close, but that's just not it. I don't think that's it. That's that shape there, see? That's that shape there. But I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. It feels like I have to make shapes, and only certain shapes are going to work. That's another shape. So that's a teardrop, like that one. So maybe it's just that then. So maybe that, and that was definitely a shape. So do we then make... We have to match the first... That's another shape. Like that. It's none of those ones, so then it has to be that one there. So then the last shape has to be one of these things. The triangle, the heart, the arrow.
That's done it.
What?
Neat.
Okay, to be honest, I was just checking to see if it was gonna work. I don't even know that first pattern. I got those other ones and I must have just guessed that first pattern. Okay, that's cool.
Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on.
It's that combo for the lock.
Huh. That's kind of ominous.
Oh, an ornate trowel. A metal gardening trowel with a decorative pattern. It has a decorative pattern engraved on it and letters either side of a heart. PP loves FF. Oh, I'm going to go and ask Fitz about that then. Tell me about this trowel, sir.
I've never seen that before.
Oh, that's a
Looks
lie.
valuable.
That's a big lie, mate.
These drawings are quite precious. I'm surprised Flora let you see them.
What happened to the bird? Did it die?
I don't know. Seems likely, though, doesn't it?
I think it flew away. It must have just escaped and flew away. Alright, so we have one more room to look at on this side. Oh, it's Fifi's room.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
Yes.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's weird.
That's even worse.
Oh, that is very strange. Lovely chandeliers.
Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus,
Oh.
they're kind of dusty.
Yeah, they do get dusty.
A new suspect. Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Save it for the judge.
Nice.
Boxes.
Boxes
Of stuff.
of stuff.
Scientific formulas. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means.
Same.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
Ooh,
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
right.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
You couldn't pull off the pipe.
That's so funny.
Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
No, that is quite beneath me. Thank you.
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Yep. Exactly.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Oh, that's weird. I'm not good with names, I'll be totally honest, but that is Poppy. I think that was Penelope. We've not met her yet. She's got a bird on her head. That's Flora. That's Detective Grimshaw. That's Felix. Is that us? Yeah, that's us. And we're linked together, see? Felix is linked with Flora. Poppy is linked with... Oh, that must be Fitz. Grimshaw is linked with that guy. So maybe that's who she's working for. And she's linked with that guy too.
I think that's supposed to be Felix.
Oh, it actually tells us.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
Yeah,
Who's that?
Not sure.
we haven't met them yet.
Who's that?
Not sure.
Right.
It's Poppy.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good drawing.
And that's Grimshaw.
Is that supposed
Yeah.
to be me?
Yes.
Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. It does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
Must have been recently because... Oh, wait. When we actually spoke to Fifi, she said something like, oh, you've only been here for 23 minutes. When did she do this?
And that's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that, do I?
Oh,
Looks like Fitz.
yes. So interesting.
That's gotta be Flora.
Yeah. That is really, really strange.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Fifi herself.
Freya?
Oh,
And Fifi herself.
yeah. Okay. Don't know what that means.
That's a whole lot of books.
And...
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light.
yeah.
A simple trick, but it really transforms the space.
And I've let this for last, that contraption.
It looks like a microscope, a big one.
Oh.
Can I touch it?
Can I put our little...
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
What's this? Horizontally slide the 4 magnifying lenses to the correct position. Okay, so that's minus, plus... Oh, right. We're supposed to be making this key. Let me just check. So that one's going to have to get smaller, like that. And that one's going to have to get, how much bigger? I mean, that looks pretty good to me. It needs to match though, and kind of struggling a little bit here. Oh, that's looking good. So that actually looks good. That looks good.
I got it.
Yes.
I'm impressed. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Oh, secret diary. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. Okay. So maybe we can go and ask Fifi about that then. Here she is. Tell me about your diary.
A book. My book.
Mm-hmm.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Yes. Well, obviously, open it up. I've got quite a few things to show her.
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Oh, she sounded a little bit funny there, didn't she?
This photograph is my
Oh.
favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, It was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Yep, that person.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya?
Yeah, something weird is
A
going
wooden
on.
carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Yeah.
Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother. Like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
Maybe she didn't like that either.
That blade,
It's a troll for gardening.
it is.
Yes.
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Okay, so I did wonder if that was Grimshaw's cape, but no, it does seem to be a mountain. All right, we can talk to her about her dad.
Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence. Notes, Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No?
Oh,
Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the two possible answers.
whoa.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Yes.
No, he is quite correct.
Ah. Okay. Very interesting. All right, so we've finished this side of the house. I do have a little room in there.
There must be some way to get it open.
It's connected to Felix's room and that door.
It's locked.
Oh,
but it
Fitz's
leads
room.
outside.
I definitely haven't found the right info just yet for that, so we are just going to have to wait on that one. We need some sort of sun and moon diagram somewhere. Before I finish up this episode, I'd like to just go and take another look at Poppy and show her some of these new things that we've found.
That belongs to Flora, I think.
Yeah.
I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it.
Oh.
Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
I like that.
Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that?
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly.
Oh, how nice. Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Yeah.
How sweet. Is that a gardening trowel?
Yeah. I think it belongs to Fitz.
Really? Huh. Never seen him use it. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Yes.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's
It's
just
a diary.
Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
Ooh.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it.
I think it's got something to do with Fitz,
There's
actually.
something about that diary we found in Fifi's room.
Oh.
Something suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Oh, okay. Let's ask. Tell me about this diary of
Is
yours.
this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Yes.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10 and...
So there are secrets written
Exactly.
here?
This particular diary is unused.
Oh.
It doesn't look unused.
Yes, it doesn't. It's got worn edges. What if I say it's not a diary at all?
It's not a diary at all.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh.
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
It doesn't look
Oh,
unused.
okay. So that's the key. So yes, it is used. So it's Fifi's diary and she has written in it.
It's Fifi's diary, and she has written in it.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh,
Me neither.
This particular diary is unused.
what am I
It doesn't
missing?
look unused.
I'm pretty sure that Poppy just said it was Fifi's diary.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Right. Well, this is kind of stumped me. I can see that there's a star in the background and there's also a star on that cracked tape. Maybe?
That's not it.
Oh, right. Oh! Oh! It's Freya's diary. Oh!
Let's take a closer look at this.
It's Freya's diary. This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
This blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Okay. This blue book is the same thing as...
This blue
Yes.
book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Why would I do either of these things?
You did though. Oh, this is so interesting. What about Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary?
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Yes.
Very well.
Oh.
I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Oh,
All right.
here we
Fifi
go.
unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Oh, nice. It's back in the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? Maybe I should rip up that painting. Maybe that's that big painting, the red thing in her room. Soul Bearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them. All 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. What does any of that mean? Tell me about this diary. Oh, I've already asked about it. Well, what does any of that mean? I don't really know. Alright guys, I think that's a great place to leave this episode. We've now investigated the whole left of Tangle Tower, and we've met so many more people. We've even started to ask suspicious questions, so I think that we are really getting somewhere. My thoughts as to what happened, I think it's definitely connected to the bird feather and possibly the bird, but how, I don't know. The bird has flown away. Flora is very upset about that. I just have so many thoughts and questions going around my mind, but it's so wonderful to discover and find out all these new things. The further you get into it, everyone seems a little bit suspicious. I'm mostly suspicious about Fitz the gardener and also possibly Felix. I actually think that I was a little bit confused. In that room when we found the garden trowel, that is actually Fitz's room. He's the gardener. I thought that it was Felix's room. I might have just got a little bit confused and got my names mixed up, but that is actually Fitz's room. That trowel belongs to him, so next time we play I'm going to go and ask him about that. So I'm really looking forward to finding out more there. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. I'm loving it. I'm slowly piecing everything together and it's so much fun. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.